Hi everyone! I thought I would share with you today what I've been doing with my mosaics. I'm going to show you what they look like first and sort of talk you through what I've done so far, because obviously I haven't shared any of that with you. My idea when I started, really I had not much of an idea. I didn't sort of pre-plan any of these. I really wanted something that was like low barrier to entry, just sit down and play and have fun. It started off that I thought I would just do patterns. And then as I did it, my husband was like, oh, that looks like a river. And then I thought, oh, hang on, maybe I could keep that kind of theming going throughout. And if you have a look at that, the sort of river going through it, I've got these like bronze, tiny little mosaic pieces like on either side. And in certain lights, that really picks up in the light. So I thought what I would do is each kind of main theme. So if we think of that as being a river, maybe with the sun or flowers or whatever you want to think of it as. And then over here, I've got one where I've got a tree. So I outlined the tree. And then I've got like wind going through the trees. On this one, it's like flowers, but, you know, patterned. So everything's like kind of a pattern, not really trying to look exactly like a flower or anything like that. And then I put the bronze tiles around the outside of those. And then for this one, I was like trying to focus on the like leaves and greenery and stuff. So I decided to do it on these. They're meant to be like fern fronds. So hopefully that comes out, that you can tell what that is. And then obviously there's a tree on that as well. But I didn't want to do two trees outlined with the bronze because I'm trying to do each one a little different, if that makes sense. What I put this on was a concrete paver, and we got these from a local place that does like garden stuff, stone, dirt, rocks, pavers, that sort of stuff. And they were pretty cheap. I want to say somewhere around $12 to $15. I can't remember the exact price. And this is the other paver that I've done so far. So obviously this one's a sun, and I put the bronze tiles around the waves coming out of the sun. I've got one more paver at the moment to do. I do need to measure the path and like how far apart I'll do the pavers to make sure if I need any more. I for sure will need this many at least, which is why I just went and bought these ones and figured I'll do these and then see what else I need. So I'm an absolute novice when it comes to doing mosaics, so anything that I mention is coming from an absolute novice point of view. So bear that in mind. One thing I am finding with doing mosaics is that it's quite expensive. The tiles can be really pricey. I saw some tiles at Bunnings, for example, where it was this tiny little box of tiles for up to $30 for a little box of tiles. I was lucky enough to get some of my tiles really cheap from when I did those craft hauls, and you could fill up a whole box for $50. That was so good, and I knew going in that like mosaic tiles are really expensive, so it was like, even though I wasn't doing mosaics at the time, I was grabbing a whole lot of them. Although I wish I could go and tell past me to grab even more, but anyway. We'll also say there is a reason people don't do this inside. Look at all of this mess. So this is the stuff that I use for putting on the tiles, but don't do like me and forget to clean out your bucket and your tools, because it is bloody hard to get that stuff off anything. And wear crappy clothes, which I am doing today, as you can probably see. So with this stuff, make it into a nice thick paste. I'll mix mine up and show you kind of the consistency I try to go for. So I usually mix up about this much at a time. I really don't like to make too much at once. It does stay nice and moist for quite a while, or you can add water to it if it starts to get too thick. Right, so it's hard to do this with one hand because I'm holding my phone to film this, but this is kind of the consistency that you want. Nice and thick and pasty. It's a pretty dirty bucket, this one, obviously. I would definitely recommend having an old bucket that's just dedicated to this stuff, because it is really hard to clean out, especially if you're using it all day. It just will end up sticking and you will end up getting some dirtiness on the bucket. So this one's been dedicated to being my tile adhesive bucket. Some of these tiles also, like some of these little ones, I got from AliExpress, and they're actually really good. Like, they're totally exactly like the tiles I got from the craft shop. So yeah, recommend. They're not bad. And like these ones here, for example, if I can show you, I love the look of this. These again I got from AliExpress. I was pleasantly surprised at the quality of the tile. It's got a really nice glaze look on it. So I'm thinking I might actually use some of these in this next one. I'm trying to decide how I'm going to lay out my last paver that I have at the moment. I don't know. I'm going to have to lay out some things and work out what I want to do though. Because like if I'm keeping that motif thing going, I'm not sure if this would just be then flowers again or if I can think of something else. So let's just have a play, put some tiles down without the adhesive and work out what I'm going to do. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a variety of flowers. I'm just going to go for it, honestly, and we'll see what it comes out like. Got to get kind of the right thickness of this stuff, otherwise it surrounds the tile too much. You need to allow room for grout when you finally grout it. So sometimes when I put it on, I put it a bit thick, so I find I have to like spread it out a little bit. I looked into what would be the best tool to use for mosaics, and a lot of people were mentioning this Monolith tool. I have found it to be really great actually, but it is expensive, so I would only recommend getting it if you really want to get right into mosaics. Okay, this is where I've got to so far. I am going to put more petals on there, but I've run out of the base stuff, the tile adhesive, so I need to mix up another batch of that. It's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but I think I can do a bit more. I might spin it around because I'm sitting down, like you could stand over it and not have to move it, but I just like to sit down because it's better for my back than to be bending over so much. So I just turn, like I have to move all this stuff around the perimeter, and then I'll turn the tile and then I can keep working on the other side. I found it best to just put a little bit of the tile adhesive on at a time, otherwise it dries out too quickly because the moisture starts to get sucked into the paver. Okay, that's all the flowers done now, so now I'm going to fill in all the gaps with green tiles. One thing to be careful of as well is if you use too much tile adhesive and it comes out either side of the tile and that dries, it's really hard to get off. So if you can, try and get it all off. Otherwise, you can see that I'm here scraping some of the dried tile adhesive off because I'm trying to place another tile next to the previous tiles. Well guys, it's the next week and it's the moment of truth. I'm now going to grout these pavers with black grout. I'm a little nervous, as I mentioned. I don't know if this is going to work out well. It's really hard to picture it with the black grout, but I have loved a lot of the pavers I've seen with black grout, so I'm just hoping mine look as good. Got black grout all over my tiles. Whoops. I would definitely recommend that you wear gloves when you're doing this. I really wish I had have done the same. I didn't realise how much mess this would make under my nails and everything. I'm still trying to get it off. And I also for sure wouldn't recommend doing this inside. I managed not to get any on the carpet, but I think that was just pure luck. The grouting for this project was really challenging, so I really took my time. I think it was difficult because I had different thickness of tiles, so I was finding that some of the grout really built up on the thinner tiles, and so I had to be careful to make sure all of the tiles were visible and I removed the grout from where I needed to, and also just make sure I pressed it into all of the different areas. I'm so happy with how these turned out. I was really concerned about how the black was going to look. Not so much on this one because I felt like with the colour the black would look awesome, but the ones that I was worried about were over here, the ones with the sky and the one with the white. But I actually love it, so I'm really happy I went with the black. I think it's just, it pops. It almost looks like stained glass like I wanted. So yeah, very happy. Eventually I will make a path out of this in our side garden, which I don't think I've ever shown you guys, but probably in the summer. So we're probably looking quite a few months ahead for that one. I'm just going to finish it up here, I think. Alright, well that's the end of that project for now at least. I might need to do a few more pavers, but we haven't measured it out to work it out. But for now I think I'm going to clear all this out of my studio because it's a big fat mess and I'm not able to do anything else while this is all going on, and then we'll see what project I end up working on next. Thanks for tuning in if you did. Hope you enjoyed it. I know that I didn't share the whole process of this with you guys, but you know, as I said in previous video, I wasn't filming at the time because I just didn't feel ready because my health was still a bit iffy. I'm doing a lot better, definitely am. I'm not 100% and maybe I never will be, but doing a lot better, so I'm excited that I will be able to start doing some projects and hopefully share some fun things with you guys. Alright, thanks guys, bye!